Well, hi there, it's Brooke, and I have a little bit of a different cooking video with you. So over the course of last summer, I recorded a few different recipes. I got a couple, I have one dessert, one kind of breakfast or brunch or, brupper kind of meal, and then two different casseroles. In each clip of the recipe, I introduce what it is and everything. You'll notice I'm wearing shorts and it is later in the year now. Just wanted to inform you, these recorded over the summer, and then at the end of each recipe, I'm gonna pop in and give you a reviews. So this is kind of like a new little series or like video I want to start, is like recipes and reviews. So hopefully you enjoy that. So I will see you when the reviews are ready. Now it says, in a large bowl, beat eggs with the mixer on medium to high until thick and lemon color, 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Add milk and vanilla, beat until combined, and then add flour. Mixture, beat until smooth. Batter will be thin. No lumps. Okay, I think we're cooking now. Here is the ones I made, and that's what they look like in the recipe. From the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, or not cookbook, magazine. They look really pretty there. I don't know if they have syrup or not. I did go grab the syrup.
My powdered sugar's still.
Well, we're all done with supper, and that was my Swedish pancakes that I got out of my Better Homes and Gardens magazine. Like I said, it looked good, so I pulled it out and tried it. I figured it out once I switched the pans. My first pan was too big. I mean, you could use that big a pan, but you just need more batter because they just kept getting so thin and tearing apart. So when I used my little bit smaller frying pan, that worked perfect, but then the last pancake, I used too much batter and then it was too thick. So there is an appropriate amount of batter. So beware of that when you're making it. It made 2, 4, would have made 9, would have probably made 10 to 12 pancakes if I would not have ruined the first few, and the last one wouldn't have been, I could have probably made 2 pancakes. I enjoyed them. I thought they were good. Nick said he liked the peanut butter and bananas and strawberries the best, and that's how Lincoln had his, and then Ollie just had peanut butter and bananas on his, and we did try a little syrup. It was okay with the syrup. I think I just like the fruit and like the cream cheese or peanut butter with it. They are a little futzy because you got to make one at a time, but it was fun, something to try. Closest thing I've ever made to a crepe, I guess. So the first recipe was those kind of pancakes with the peanut butter and bananas and cream cheese and strawberries. I remember those being super delicious. I really enjoyed them. All the kids enjoyed them. It was a little bit of a struggle to make the like crepey Swedish pancakes or whatever they were called. Definitely use a smaller pan unless you're going to use a larger amount of batter, then use a bigger pan. I think I'm gonna make those again here soon. I have some strawberries and cream cheese in the fridge, and we have peanut butter, so I just need a few bananas and we should be good to go. First recipe we're gonna do is called chocolate chip oatmeal cookie bars, and you make them in like an 8x8 pan, so you could probably double it and do it in like a 9x13. It's on the website inquiringchef.com. I will link it down below as usual, and if I did any modifications I'll write that too, but usually I follow the directions pretty well first time around making it. If I make it again, that's sometimes when I modify. And it does say you use chocolate chips and M&Ms, but it does say if you want to like switch them out for butterscotch chips or toasted chopped nuts, you can, but why would I want to switch out chocolate chips and M&Ms? So that's what we're using. So I'm gonna get the oven preheating, line my baking pan, and then spray it with non-stick cooking spray. I think I could do either or, but I'm just gonna put the parchment paper in there anyways. So let's get to it. I already said that, didn't I? Let's get to baking, chocolate chipping, oatmealing. Let's do it. 1 cup of flour, 1/4 a teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 a teaspoon ground cinnamon. So I'm doing 1 cup of brown sugar. It says lightly packed. That's probably good. And then you want to add 8 tablespoons or 1 stick of unsalted butter, melted and cooled slightly. 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So you want to mix until there is no dry spots, and it says do not over mix. I'm trying to scrape the sides really good as I do this. We're going to gently stir in oats, chocolate chips, and M&Ms. And we need 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of chips, and 1/2 cup of M&Ms. Now I have my 8x8. We're gonna plop these in and then flatten it out. into the oven. Here they are out of the oven. I did cook them for 26 minutes. It said until the edges are brown. It said the lower, and I swear it was like 24 to 26. Like they'll be more chewy, but I didn't want them like so undone. And then it said if you're gonna serve them right away, maybe do the longer amount. So I just wanted my edges brown. I don't want anything chewy. I did try to pull it out of here. It's a little more set up now, so I think I could, just so like the hot pan doesn't cook anymore. They smell really good and they look fun. Bars, those were super delicious, but they were super soft. They were easy to make, and I'll definitely be making those again. Make a lot more treats, it seems like, in the summer and fall, so maybe I'll have to make those soon again. So definitely recommend this recipe. And as always, all the recipes that are from Pinterest or on the internet will be linked below. I have a new recipe for you today. It's a barbecue chicken pasta casserole with pasta. Okay. I have made one similar to this, but this one is a little different, so I'm hoping we'll like it. And it uses a whole box of penne. It needs 3 cups of chicken, but I don't want that much chicken, and that's just the diced bag. I think it says you can use, it says cooked chicken, so shredded. It says 1 1/4 pounds, so I don't know. I think that'll be plenty of chicken. And then I have about 8 slices of bacon in the oven, and it says 1 cup diced cooked bacon. So hopefully that will be a cup-ish or close to it or whatever. Got a cup of sour cream, a cup of barbecue. It said tomatoes with green peppers and onions. I could only find one with celery too. I figured whatever. And then I've had a few recipes call for like a ranch packet and stuff, so I just kind of bought the Great Value like whole pack. I figured that'd be fine. Some Colby Jack cheese. It says 2 to 3 cups. It can be nice and cheesy or less cheesy if you want it. So now I'm going to combine sour cream, ranch seasoning, and barbecue in a bowl, and then once everything else is done, I'll blend that in or mix that in. That's the plan for right now. I'm going to do some mixing, and then once everything is cooked over here, I can add that too. So it's all panned up, and it says half in the pasta and then the other half on the top for the cheese. I'm just gonna put a good layer here on the top. I didn't measure my cheese because, you know, I didn't want to. Kind of do what you feel. Normally I would measure it, but I guess I'm in a don't care kind of attitude right now. I only use the Famous Dave's barbecue and it pretty much used up the whole bottle. So it says drizzle a 4th cup on the top. I'm only going to use what's left in my Famous Dave's bottle. So I had it sitting upside down in the fridge here. So let's hopefully I don't make a dang mess. Kind of drizzle it around here. I don't want it too barbecue-y. I think this is going to finish off this bottle pretty much perfect. More splotchy than drivelly, but that worked out perfect to use that up. I love to use up things perfectly. I don't know why. It's just fun and exciting. So now I'm going to bake uncovered for 25 minutes and enjoy. So I'm going to put it in the oven for 25 minutes and then we'll have some supper. This is the finished casserole. The boys have already dug in. Ollie said it had a kick. I suppose that's the Famous Dave's barbecue sauce. So now Nick and I are going to eat. I was just finishing something up. Smells really good and looks good. You know, looks like a casserole. The barbecue chicken casserole was simple-ish to make, you know. I mean, it had a lot of ingredients and moving parts that you had to do. Overall, it was just okay, I would say. It was a little too barbecue-y for us. I think if I would have maybe used a different barbecue or a more mild barbecue than the Famous Dave's, that might have changed it a little. We all really like the chicken, the bacon, and like the noodles together with maybe a little barbecue, but this recipe was a little too barbecue-y. And the other one that I did also, I think, was a little too barbecue-y if I remember. I don't know if I used the same recipe before or if I've just got a slightly different one. We liked it. It was good enough, but not something that I would remake unless I find one that's a little different or do some modifications on. This recipe, if you're into like really barbecue-y stuff, I say go for it or use a milder barbecue than I did. Otherwise, it was just okay for us and we won't be doing it again. Okay, so tonight I am making the Sloppy Joe tater tot casserole again, and I used a pound of ground beef. I think I had white onion. It's just frozen. I used a 1/4 a cup instead of 1 cup. I had some extra celery and bell peppers, so I probably had the equivalent of like a whole bell pepper, 3 to 4 stalks of celery. So I diced it up. Usually I like chop it up, but I diced it this time, so we'll see how that goes. This is the first time I've added this celery and green pepper. I had it to use up and I just thought it would give it a little more flavor instead of onion. And this time I'm also going to use garlic or minced garlic. I don't have garlic powder right now. Instead of onion powder, otherwise it just gets way too oniony. So I'm just browning up the hamburger and the veggies and I'm going to put in the sauce and then we'll put it together after that. So it is the next day and I'm going to sprinkle some of these French fried onions on top. It says 2 cups. I only use a cup, so I'll probably just use, I don't know, about half of this. Just do a little layer. I did put this in the fridge after I cooked the meat yesterday because I just wanted to cook the meat and then we had other plans for supper, but I just wanted to get this ready for today. I guess I'm going to use this whole little thing. Give it a little crunch. Next, I'm supposed to sprinkle 2 cups of the cheese on top of the meat mixture. And then you're supposed to tater tots on and then cook it. And then more cheese. I think I'm just going to put all the cheese in the middle and just let the tater tots be on the top. That's how I do my other tater tot dish, and I think I'm actually going to like that a little better. So I have just a variety of like extra cheese that I had shredded. You will have to let me know if you put them on in a row or if you just dump the whole bag. I saw somebody do it where they had them like standing up, you know, like a, you know, garbage can or a can of soup or whatever. I don't think I'm gonna go that far. I usually do this, just line them up. I'm tempted just to put the whole bag on the top because my husband always said the more tater tots the better. Let's see how that looks. I want to kind of grab them out of here because I think I got a little bit of ice in my stuff. Okay, I'm going to kind of single layer this out as best I can here. It's not so high. It doesn't look bad. The oven has to get to 425 now. I just wanted to show you what I did with this. So I put it in one of these big like 2-gallon bags and I kind of made it into a freezer meal but not cooked. So I put ground beef, cheese, and tater tots just like in this big bag, and then I kind of wrote down what I need also. So like the onion I already have frozen, but like since I put the celery and the green peppers or peppers in there, green, red, orange, yellow. Like if you had those extra in your fridge but didn't want to make this quite yet, you could easily freeze those also. The French onions, obviously, I mean, you could put them in the freezer, but just put them in your cupboard. The cheese, I had different chunks of cheese that I had bought for different recipes, and then cheese we'd use, and I had a bunch of like little bags, so I just kind of threw it all together for this and to make 3 cups and just put it in the bag with this, so I knew I had it ready. So I was kind of using up things, but it would be pretty easy just to do all new things with this too if you wanted. So it's kind of one of those that you could make a kind of a freezer meal out of it, or you could just make it. So I made it a little different this time, so you'll have to let me know how it is.
Oh, we will.
It's the sloppy one I've made before. The last recipe is the Sloppy Joe Tater Tot Hot Dish. I've made this before. I've made it multiple times. First time we made it was like onion on onion on onion. The second time was a little less onion, but still pretty oniony. And then I'm thinking this is the 3rd or 4th time that I made it here for you in this video, and where I used like the peppers and the celery. And I think that toned it down a little bit, like it wasn't as oniony at all, but we still weren't like a huge fan of it. It's so simple to make that, you know, it's kind of nice to have like a tater tot hot dish kind of recipe. We like the like original tater tot recipe with like the green beans and the cans of soup and stuff. I think my husband and I just ate that way too much when we first got together. We really don't, I mean, he'll eat it the best out of all of us, but the rest of us don't really like it. And then I think this was kind of similar, like it was good, but I don't know. So I would like to find a tater tot hot dish recipe that we like, because I think the boys would like that, but this one was just a little off with all the onion or the spices or something. So I am on the lookout for a better tater tot hot dish recipe. This one was not it. 4th time or 3rd time's a charm, and I've decided not to make it again. If you really like onion things though, like follow the recipe exactly. If you don't, then maybe do like I did in this video, where I substituted a lot of the onion for other veggies and didn't do the onion powder and just put a few of the onion crunchies, you know, on the top or whatever. You're supposed to mix them in, so maybe that would be better. I don't know. So that was my recipes and reviews. I did 4 of them for you today. I hope you enjoyed this type of video. It's just easier for me to record recipes and then make like a little intro and outro and reviews for when I'm done. So let me know if you'd like to see more of these. I do like to try new recipes fairly frequently. I do get HelloFresh sometimes, so I could share those recipes with you. So let me know what you're thinking, and as always, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.